morning. It's a lovely day here in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa, and lovely because the sun is shining and it's not raining. So December, January, normally it's cloudy, rainy and wet all the time. So this is a special day, end of January, and we've got weather like this. So on our last adventure to the Central Kalahari, we had an incident with our pop-top tent on our Land Cruiser, where Kerry set it alight with the gas primus. So we had a massive hole in our tent that we had to cover in duct tape and rags to try and keep the mosquitoes out. And then also a few nights after that, we found out that our canvas is no longer waterproof. So we had some rain and the water just soaked straight through the sides and soaked the bed and the bedding and everything. So we decided to take the tent out, and we've had it repaired, and today I'll be putting it back into the cruiser. But this is a perfect opportunity to show you the inside unit of our air conditioning system on our Land Cruiser. So over here we've got the LG Smart Inverter aircon, and then inside here, over here, this is just the back view of the inside air conditioning unit, and it's normally covered by the tent so nothing can be seen. So let's pop the top and then show you what it looks like from the side. Right. So there you can see it. That's the inside unit with the top popped up. It sits nice and level with the drain pipe out the side over there for the water, the condensation. And then yeah, that blows straight onto our bed. So nice and cold when we're sleeping. Also, our bed folds up against the roof, so our sitting area is then air conditioned. We can have a look from this side. I'll push the bed up and show you. There we go. That's with the bed up out of the way. Then we've got just a shelf area here. Sitting place, and our basin. Okay, so this is what it's like when you're sitting inside our Land Cruiser. There isn't much space, but for the two of us, it's perfect. So we're sitting here in our, basically our lounge. Kerry sits here, and the air conditioner up there cooling the entire area. So it's a nice small area for the aircon to cool, so it does a really good job at doing that. And also we run a microwave, and that's off the same system as our air conditioner. So it's the Victron inverter with the Enertec lithium battery, and that can run microwave and the air conditioner. We also have other plug points, Kerry's hairdryer, that kind of stuff, all runs off that. Then our fridge is a National Luna 72 litre Legacy Smart Fridge Freezer, and we find this fantastic. There's so much space inside, and the freezer is massive, the fridge side is massive, and it's obviously two sections there, so a lot of space. And we've got 4 solar panels on our roof, 4 100-watt solar panels. One of them is just for the fridge, and the other 3 are for the lithium system, for the air conditioner system. So here you can have a look at our solar panels. There they are. So the front 3 are for the lithium battery Victron system running through the CTek charging system. The back one is just one 100 watt solar panel, and that goes through a projector DC charger. So the chargers are all in the side over here. So there we have the projector DC charger, and that looks after our fridge battery, and that's obviously one 100 watt solar panel, and then our CTek D250 SE and CTek SmartPass 120S. Those two together work for the lithium battery system for our air conditioner. It's just the back of the microwave. And then under the bonnet, we've got the fridge battery. Thank you. So right, here's the normal cranking battery for the Land Cruiser. It's just a normal 650 lead acid battery, and then that's a 100 amp hour deep cycle battery, and that runs our fridge freezer. So that is charged by the alternator through the DC charger, the projected DC charger, while the engine is running. And when the engine's not running, it's the one solar panel through the projected DC charger. And then the alternator. So the next thing I'm looking at upgrading is the alternator, because we currently have just the standard Land Cruiser alternator, which I think is 80 amp, and we find that we've got to drive for quite a while, game drives during the day, to keep our lithium battery full. So it only basically accepts about 20 amps of charge at the moment, because the alternator can't produce more. So next step is to upgrade the alternator, put in a bigger one. We can charge our batteries faster. In the beginning, when I did the build on this Land Cruiser air conditioner, we used lead acid batteries just because I wasn't sure that the entire system was going to work. So we started off with 4 100 amp hour lead acid batteries, just because they were available and they were reasonably cheap. And I also used a 2000 watt modified sine wave inverter that I think we got from Outdoor Warehouse. It was also just because it was big enough to run the system and it was cheap. So that all worked. It actually worked quite well. The only thing is you could hear the air conditioner buzzing. It wasn't happy with the modified sine wave inverter. So we eventually changed that, and we then put in this here. There's not much to see, it's all really covered, but that's a Victron 2000 watt or 2000 VA pure sine wave inverter, and that runs the air conditioner much better. No funny noises or anything. It works fantastically well, and it can be operated from a smartphone, so that's kind of handy. You can see what power is going in, what's coming out, what it's doing, how long it can still run. So nice, clever system. Then the next thing we did was we changed the 4 lead acid batteries, and we put in 3 Enertec 100 amp hour lithium batteries. But we found that the 3 separate batteries wouldn't communicate properly with each other. So we'd have like one battery running down while the other one wasn't supplying any power, and so that didn't work too well. So we then went with one single 200 amp hour Enertec lithium battery, and that works fantastically. What we did on our last trip was we just added a 100 amp hour lithium battery onto the system. So we just plugged it in, so we had 300 amp hours, and that actually worked really well. The 2 batteries seemed to communicate and drop down percentages together, and then also charge together. It worked really well. So yeah, that's kind of it. The only other thing is our battery monitor here. It's the Victron BMW 712 smart battery monitor, and yeah, that just gives an indication of what's going on. So currently we're parked in the shade, so our solar panels are supplying 18 watts to the batteries, not very much, batteries on 100%, so that's probably also why they're not taking much power. And yeah, so it tells you what your battery voltages are. That's the main battery, which is the lithium battery. That's the cranking battery. So yeah, batteries are all good. And that can also be accessed from a smartphone. So everything here, the air conditioner as well, it's a smart air conditioner, so that's also has an app for your phone. And the National Lunar Fridge Freezer also has an app for your phone, so it tells you what it's doing, what temperatures are, and all of that. So yeah, fantastic system, really fun to operate and simple. So it's just, there's no setup, it's just flick a switch on and the system works. So well, nice and easy. Hi pizza. Hi. Hello there. Gonna come for a drive?